Okay, now we are with Suzette, our very special winemaker from Quinta do Convento.
Thank you for coming. It's a pleasure to have you all here. The inspiration is always the terroir. So
Mhm,
to always leave the wine speak for themselves, to
mhm,
have the wine say and talk about, tell the story of
mhm.
where they are born in the
Yeah.
vineyards here where we are, but also in the terrain where we are. The inspiration is always to keep the fruit alive in the wines. So the techniques are very simple in that sense.
So how would you say you mix your like the historical, very century-old traditions in the winemaking with your innovative one, and how does it usually work?
So one of the things that is very important always is temperature control, which
Hmm.
is a recent like development in winemaking.
Hmm.
The traditional techniques are always like the foot threading and the punch downs and all those things are very old techniques
Hmm.
used in winemaking all over the world. And temperature control is also done all over the world, but is very important for us in the sense that it helps keep some of the characteristics of the grapes that we
Hmm.
want to have. So that's one example. We also have like a automatic punch down thing, so it's
Hmm.
not all manual,
Hmm.
but it's still that's probably the best example of tradition and technology
Yeah.
because it's the traditional method made by a machine.
Yeah. Could you please tell us a little bit about that specific wine, which is Quinta do Convento 1999, the characteristic, how you feel when you taste it, and so on?
So that wine is very special for us.
Hmm.
We found it here in the catacombs of the convent. They were stored. They were being kept actually to be a decoration wall in the convent or in a future tasting room that the previous owners were planning to do. They never got to do it, but they stored the wine in perfect condition. So it was literally a catacomb, a dark room, very cold because the walls are full on granite, and that helps with the storage of the wine. And when we tasted it the first time in 2018, when the Kranemans first bought the estate, one of the first things we did was a portfolio tasting. So we tasted all the wines that were available, and that was one of them. And I still remember that moment perfectly because we were three winemakers tasting. We had some people coming in to taste with us, and the three of us, like we were tasting and smelling, we were tired after, and everyone was like, "Oh, wait!" Everyone stood in attention at that wine
Yeah.
because suddenly it was like, "This is really old,
Hmm.
but this is still very
Yeah,
fresh."
it's white from 1999.
Yeah,
And it still tastes very fresh.
yes, the acidity is still
Hmm.
there,
Yeah.
and then of course all the tertiary aromas, all the development, all the honey kind aroma, like the dry nuts, the dry fruit, it's very present. They are
Hmm.
all signs of evolution in the bottle,
Hmm.
but it showed us that this area was very good for freshness to
Hmm.
keep aging the white wines, and particularly good for white grapes. So it was not only special on its own because we were tasting it and it was really good,
Hmm.
but it also showed us a good path on what to do in the future. So it's a very special wine for us.
Yeah, it is a very special wine for us as well. And for most of our clients, they are actually loving it.
Yeah, we
So,
were just sorry and we have a problem because it's over.
yeah,
We
but
don't have any
you
more.
know where you can find it.
Yes,
Okay, well, thank you a lot,
you're
actually.
welcome. Thank you so much
And
for coming.
we'll be inside doing some wine tasting. I will definitely bring you